What's going on, everybody? You are now tuned into the Pesty Contender podcast. As always, I am your host, TK, and what's happening? It's Wednesday, August 17th. Some crazy shit is happening in the world. We got the Olympics going on. On today's podcast, I'm going to sit down with my good friend, Darry Bird, Garlo. And, we're going to talk about the Olympics. We're going to talk about, staying fit and active, in the summer months and the warm months. And then we're going to talk a little bit about, our problem drinking and share with y'all some funny stories. And, before we get into it, obviously, last night, Sausage Party came, or not last night, but this past week, Sausage Party came out. And Dave and I actually went ahead and we went to go see the movie. And, I'll cut into that right now. Take a listen to our before and after thoughts on Sausage Party.
It's a nice theater.
Yes, it is.
Now.
What's going on, everybody? It's TK and Odie. We're walking up to the Showcase Cinemas in Woburn, Massachusetts. Yeah, you like that plug? You better respect that shit. And we're gonna see Sausage Party. So, Dave, what are your thoughts going in?
I've heard nothing but good things, so I'm pretty pumped. When I first saw the trailer for this, I loved it because everyone's had that thought in their head, like, what if this thing can feel?
You mean if you smoke weed, you definitely thought that?
Yeah, no, just like if you're a little fucked up, you've thought it. So I'm glad somebody put the concept up. I'm glad it's a rated R animated movie.
Yeah, that's huge.
Not enough of those. So yeah, I love the whole cast. Seth Rogen. Anytime Seth Rogen and Danny McBride are together, it's fantastic.
Jonah Hill's in this too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone they know is in this movie. Craig Robinson.
Craig Robinson's in this?
Yeah, at some point. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I gotta find out.
Weird if he wasn't, because he hasn't not done something with Danny McBride in forever.
Okay. All right. Yeah. On my end, I'm also pretty pumped. I'm a pretty dark dude, so the fact that they have this is pretty good. Also, next week, check out the podcast. Me and Dave are gonna sit down and talk about The Lobster in full length detail. So
I also
yeah.
love the like super stereotype racist characters in this. Fucking Potato's a Mick.
Oh yeah.
Whatever the Indian is. I'm sure there'll be a super urban like collard green at some point in this movie, but
Yeah, I believe that. All right, yeah, we're going in. We'll check you in a little bit. And we're back. Dave, what'd you think?
we've seen some shit.
Yeah,
That was a glorious movie.
it really fucking was. I'd say that was probably one of the funniest movies I've seen. I want to say in like at least 3 years.
That makes me happy I became an adult. All the fucked up childhood shit that I thought of, it was just like, wouldn't that be funny now the movie actually had it?
Exactly. And the best part about it was that when we got into the theater, everybody there was like between the ages of 17. Yeah.
Front row. Not a single one of them was at least 18.
Yeah.
And they didn't get a fucking thing.
Yeah, there were things that Dave and I were just like outwardly dying at.
Anything that had to do with history or fucking just.
I mean, like they laughed at the sauerkraut saying they were gonna kill the juice, which like was funny, but like it's a pretty big one. You know what I mean?
The kids did though.
The fact that the Native American was the cigarettes and the black dude was the grits, like shit was too fucking funny.
No.
Hold up, because I need to smoke a butt, and we need to talking.
Yeah,
about.
no, none of the kids got the less like all the jokes that weren't. There were no like pop culture jokes in that movie, which I loved. Everything was.
I mean, besides the end.
Yeah, besides the end, but spoiler free. But everything was either sight gags, like I thought I was gonna hate them, name drop, like how do you like them apples? And the apple's like, what? It's like, shut the fuck up. That was played brilliantly, especially the scene with the queso.
Say, queso, not you queso.
That's a fucking stretch, queso, and you know it. Yeah, none of them got that shit, which also made me laugh. Like, they just They weren't laughing at the bagel and the fucking
Oh, that was great.
the Muslim food. I mean, the Middle Eastern food section thing.
What's the name of that food?
It wasn't a falafel, but it wasn't.
It was like a fucking like a rap thing. But it was hilarious. At the end, they just go gay. Loved it.
Spoilers.
Fucking hilarious point where fucking Frank turns around and he's just like, "Your aisle's big enough for both of you."
Why can't you guys just share the aisle? Live it.
As if we could coexist.
The dialogue was fantastic. Movie was not at all what we thought it would be. I thought it was gonna be they get to the house and they got to escape and all this shit.
And then they go back to warn everybody, right?
Nothing.
They straight up murdered
people.
And the best part about it was the fucking that they're on bath salts.
Oh yeah.
Dude, if you're listening to this podcast, you already know what it is.
The So yeah, the story was completely different from what I thought it would be. All of the racial stuff was great.
Yeah, the taco was a lesbian, but like trying to shelter it because she was
Spanish, so it's like it's not right.
Super religious.
All of the religion versus atheism stuff was handled great. You
Yeah.
can't be a dick. They're just gonna think you're a dick.
Yeah, that movie had amazing undertones, and it was really good. There was cultural comedy, there was spiritual comedy. It touched
Great side gags.
Yeah. The sex scene at the end was.
You can't take an eggplant. Tear you apart.
Oh, you'd be surprised what I can fit inside me.
All of the voice acting was fantastic. I gotta look up who played the Twinkie.
No, Craig.
Wasn't he the Grits?
No way.
Think so.
No way Craig Robinson was the Grits. Oh, she answered?
No, that was Jessica. Fucking crackers.
Did she answer?
Oh, that was her. Yeah, it was such a Jessica text, I thought.
Okay.
Let's do a quick cast of that. Oh, whoops. I'll fuck you up for life. Okay, bye. The perishable stuff was great.
It's fucking hilarious. The Twinkie, the fucking grits, and the goddamn cigarettes.
Alright, let's see, cast. Seth Rogen, Kristen Wiig. Wow, that might be the first thing I've liked Kristen Wiig in fucking forever. Yeah.
Was she the bud?
Yeah. That was Bill Hader was the firewater. Oof.
God damn it.
Michael Cera was Barry?
Really?
Huh.
No, I hear that. I can hear that now.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I love how your mouth kind of just like goes down and just gives up halfway down.
You love your face just gives up halfway.
James Franco was the druggie. Huh. Yeah, no, Craig Robinson was Mr. Grits.
Really?
Yeah. Kind of had to be.
That's fucked up.
Paul Rudd was the store manager. Nick Kroll was the douche. One of the best cast characters ever.
The douche?
A douche.
Yeah.
He's just a fucking asshole.
Come on, bro!
We get deep in that sliz. Like, oh. And he's just juicing up through the movie.
Yeah. All right, so Dave, what'd you think of that?
Kareem Abdul-Lavash. A Lavash. I loved it. Oh, Selma Hayek was Teresa del Taco. Who the fuck? Who was I looking up? Oh, the shit with the toilet paper was great. What did it do to you?
You don't
want to fucking know. Scott Underwood was the Twinkie. Who the fuck is Scott Underwood?
Let's get in the car.
Oh, he was also a Twinkie.
I can't hear you, nigga. Yeah, all in all, I really fucking like that movie.
That's Blu-ray worthy.
I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10.
So, the Twinkie also, the guy who played the Twinkie played 4 characters. Twink, gum, chips, and pizza. He was
The pizza was
he's a
pretty funny.
storyboard artist.
Huh.
For My Little Pony, Ed, Edd and Eddie.
Really?
Yeah. What the fuck else is in that movie? A lot of fucking people.
All in all, I fucking liked it. I thought it was a really good movie. What would you give it, Dave?
Just out of like total bias, a 10. Just because like I loved it.
I really fucking liked it.
That might be a perfect movie.
Yeah, like you know.
I mean, there's fault in it, but like I enjoyed it to the point where like I'm gonna watch that a bunch of times.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious. The fucking orgy scene at the end. I don't know if you noticed, but there was one point where the bun, the sausage was in the bun while getting fucked by the bagel and giving head to the fucking,
he was fucking all
lavash
of them at once.
That's so fucking funny.
The
They just have like a wild orgy at the end.
that movie's gonna piss off a lot of Muslims.
Oh yeah.
But like, whatever, they fucked with everybody. The grits fucking that box of crackers at the end.
Oh yeah.
Like, take your fucking cracker.
It's fucking beautiful.
So the what some fruit deep throating a radish.
Oh, that was fucking hysterical.
That was graphic. That was graphic. So the animation team had a field day.
Oh man.
God, I love that movie. I hope there's somehow an unrated Blu-ray. Although I don't know how much worse you can get it. Like,
Yeah.
or how more vulgar you can get it. But like, I want to fucking.
But
see
the
that.
thing is, as vulgar as it was also very conscious. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's
like
brilliant.
the jokes between the bagel and the lavash were hysterical. Like
You got your dirty. How much did his dirty hand steal from you?
the fucking like the sauerkraut was hysterical. It was just fucking hilarious. Like that bravo to the fucking writers of that goddamn movie. That was real good.
And they did a good job representing us. Supermarket.
Yeah, for the most part.
Going through the ice patch, which is just the fucking like scallop or like the fish section.
Oh, I loved the D-Day scene with the flour drops. It's
And
just
it's the fucking condensed soup's trying to stuff his nose back into his body.
fucking peanut butter and jelly smashed on the ground.
He's fucking rubbing all over. I can fix you. I can fix you. Oh, that movie was brutal. The fucking Irish potato. You peeling me fucking skin. He gets boiled.
Oh Jesus! I'm surprised there were no lobsters.
Yeah,
But
there weren't any live.
No live like things.
The ice cream was good. I'll fucking melt.
Okay. It's just as good shit. Good shit all
The
around.
stoner fucking Indian was great. You guys want to take a hit for the road?
You guys want to take a hit before we do this? Smoking out of a fucking kazoo. Hysterical.
Stay blazed 24/7, 365.
For real, dude. Oh God.
That was a damn good movie.
Yeah,
I'm happy we saw that.
we recommend that you definitely go and see that, and we recommend that you buy that shit.
And if you're one of the parents that are bringing their kids to this movie, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I mean
But that being said, 8 or 9-year-old or even like 10-year-old me would have loved this movie.
yeah, but it would have fucked you up for a while.
Oh yeah, but like this is from when I was that age. I'd already seen like Aliens, Jaws, which is PG, fucking.
Well, this is not those
Terminator.
movies. This is like,
That's when I got into South Park. Maybe that explains why. Maybe you shouldn't.
yeah, exactly.
That might explain a few things, but
Jesus Christ.
there's a separate lane for that.
Yeah, there is.
It's next to that one.
All right, we're gonna sign off.
Definitely recommend Sausage Party to anybody. And if you don't laugh at that movie, you have no sense of humor. Tyler, what do you think? You recommend it?
Oh, I absolutely recommend it. Like, without question. Like, go see it. See it twice. See it 3 times. Like, God damn it. Good ass movie. and definitely worth the money. So do that shit. But yeah, catch us next time on whatever movie that we're gonna see next week.
Oh, we got something's coming out Friday, I think, that we have to see. Fuck.
Is it Don't Breathe?
No, but that's definitely on there. What the fuck is it? Da-da-da-da. Well, also, all of our things are powered by Google.
Pay us.
Please, you've got the money. Well, it's definitely not Ben-Hur. Alright, maybe I'm wrong.
Alright, well, this is the Pesty Contender podcast movie review segment.
Oh, War Dogs.
War Dogs. Check it out. Friday. We're going to see that shit. But, until then, goodbye, live long and prosper, and keep tuning into Chapter 5 Films. Peace!
Bye.
Yeah, man. So, I think everybody should definitely go and check out that movie. It's probably one of the funniest movies that I've seen in, a couple years. So definitely go check that shit out. But, yeah, what's happening new in music? There's a couple of cool things that are going on. Last night, Drake's Summer 16 tour was in Detroit, and he brought out Eminem, obviously with his record Forever. When Eminem came out and spit his verse, and I was watching the video, and it's funny because Drake's actually bowing in the video, so that's actually it's kind of cool to see that he's not lost. You know what I mean? Like he's well aware. He even goes as far to call Eminem the greatest rapper to ever hold the mic, and a lot of people can't deny that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But what else is good with music? Obviously, if you have been, if you're a fan of ATL hip hop, then I know you got to be, pumped for Young Thug's new mixtape Jeffrey, which is going to be coming out within the next couple weeks. And Jeffrey, it's funny because I actually just read an article last night on HotNewHipHop.com where Young Thug is actually going to change his stage name to quote, "No, my name is Jeffrey," unquote. And I heard that, and I thought it was like type ridiculous, especially seeing as though like I'm pretty sure Young Thug just finished copywriting his name and all that good shit. So that'd be pretty funny if he ends up changing it. Yeah. What else is new? Apple Music made a crazy big deal this past week. They actually went ahead and did the signing. They actually signed a label deal with Cash Money Records. So if you don't know, a few days ago, Birdman hinted at a quote unquote power move with Apple Music, and the other day that we learned that the streaming service had officially signed a label deal with Cash Money Records. Now this is huge in the sense of you got to understand what these streaming platforms can do for artists. If we just take one instance, like last year, Drake signed a deal with Apple Music, and that gave them a 2-week exclusive of views, which spent I don't know, I think it was like something like 10, 12 weeks on the number one. But having that first initial release and being having people only be able to listen to that music on your streaming platform, that's massive, and that's a crazy business move. And I'm sure Apple Music got a shitload of subscribers. That's kind of the same thing that Tidal is trying to do with exclusively releasing their stuff. But I've talked about this on Twitter, and I've talked about this with a couple people before. I'm not really a fan of exclusive streaming and shit like that, just because it seems like it's unfair. Like if Jay-Z releases an album and I don't have Tidal, I can't hear it. And it's not for a 2-week joint, you know what I mean? Like, I just can't hear it. Like the video, I forget what it was, but there was a record with Beyonce and Nicki Minaj. I can't remember the record off the top of my head, but that video came out, and I remember being like, "Oh shit, I would love to watch that video," but I couldn't because it was a Tidal exclusive, and that video was never released anywhere else. So like, if you don't have Tidal and you never had Tidal, like you don't get to see that shit. And I don't know, that kind of takes away, for me, that takes away, what y'all are trying to do, for for the community. You know what I mean? Like Tidal was put into effect or put into place to make artists, um, I guess for lack of, I mean, it's to make more money. Like they need to make more money, but as if these artists aren't getting enough money off of their tours and whatnot. I think they want to get the power back into actually making money off of the music rather than making money off of appearances or tours or what have you or merchandise and shit. But still, I don't think that's a good look, and I will advocate that to the end. I really think that as far as the streaming services, nothing should be exclusive. I think music should be free to anybody's ears, whether it be Jay-Z, Drake, Eminem, fucking Frank Ocean, like whatever. Yeah. And also, because of the streaming services, they're starting to kill CDs. You know what I mean? I'm a very avid CD collector, and the fact that, the time is running out now where I may not be able to go to Target or go to, Newbury Comics and get myself the new records. That kind of bums me out. But yeah. What else? What else? What else? Party Next Door's album came out last week. I'm probably gonna do a review on that within the next week or so. So stay looking for that. And if you don't know where that is, make sure to go onto the YouTube channel on Chapter 5 Films, and that's Chapter V Films, one word. If you search that on YouTube, and you will be sure to find our page and make sure you go on there and like our shit and subscribe so you can keep hearing about our new videos and whatnot. But yeah, speaking of new videos, we did a painting video a couple months ago in the colder months, and we actually just released that. So if y'all want to go over and take a look at that video, I will greatly appreciate it. Along with a couple other short podcast videos. If y'all haven't checked that out yet, you dig? What the fuck else happened in the world? I guess hold on, let me finish talking about music first. Last week I talked about the Suicide Squad album, and me and Dave's overall disappointment with it. But it's funny because the movie may not be doing that hot, but the OTA or the OST is doing real well. Um, uh, you know, I think Skrillex, Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, Wiz Khalifa, Eminem. There's like a shitload of other people from the worlds of hip hop, pop, and rock. And with all of that, you get a number one album. So Suicide Squad, the album, it debuted at the top of the charts with 128,000 pure sales and 182 including streams. So I don't know if you guys are hip to the game, but like soundtracks don't chart. Soundtracks don't chart. Like very very few in my lifetime have ever done very well. Obviously the big ones like the music ones, whether it be Straight Outta Compton or Get Rich or Die Trying or 8 Mile or Jersey Boys or Dreamgirls, like those soundtracks will chart because of the star, not only just for the star power behind the cast, but along with the fact that it's a music movie, and that's the movie may be their first importance, but it's certainly not the only thing that's important. So you can obviously see that with Suicide Squad, they spent a absurd amount of money on that shit. So and it worked out for them. You know what I mean, good shit. Ooh. So Dave and I went to Boston Comic Con this past weekend, and make sure you check out next week's podcast because I'm gonna have a segment about that and our feelings about it. I don't want to talk about it right now because it really it's. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just not gonna talk about it. But make sure to tune in next Wednesday and sit down with us and take a listen to what we thought about the Comic Con, the pitfalls, the peaks, and all that good shit. So yeah. So what's going on with y'all, niggas? Good little break never hurt nobody. Good little break never hurt nobody. So yeah, what else is happening in the world of music? If you a Travis Scott fan, his new record, The Hoosh, just came out on Apple Music. I fucking love this record. It's real good. Um, it's just it's a hard record. His album is still kind of in the air right now. So, but when that comes out, you best believe I'm gonna be doing a review on that. Travis Scott has definitely won my heart over the past couple of years. But yeah, what else is new, Shen? Obviously we got yeah, all right, yeah. Here, how about this? So I'm not really a Kid Ink fan. I like his records with Chris Brown because I'm a huge Chris Brown fan. But other than that, I don't really fuck with him. And his new record is just really wild. It seems like Kid Ink can't really get it done by himself. You know what I mean? He doesn't really have any hard records, like any real good records that aren't, that aren't assisted. You know what I mean? It seems to always need a smooth nigga to come with it. Whether it be Show Me with Chris Brown, Hotel with Chris Brown, Body Language with Usher. He just put out a new song, Nasty, with Jeremiah, and I gave the record a listen. Oh, hold up, text message. Hold up. Yeah. All right, y'all. Darry Bird is on his way. But anyway, back to this annoying ass record. Yeah, so that's what got me all tight because he doesn't really seem to be an artist who can stand on his own 2 feet. You got artists like Big Sean who kind of come out with, for lack of a better word, on the wings of other artists, whether it be Kanye West, or because of his signing, or Chris Brown because of his lead single on his first album, My Last. But Big Sean has proven himself to be able to make a hit record and be able to spit with the best of them and entertain with everybody. And Big Sean's definitely going to be up there and be one of those household names. But specifically, what fucks with me in this new record that Kid Ink's got, it just seems like everybody's really getting on this dance hall tip and trying to be on that one dance controller type shit because they're seeing how well that's doing for Drake. But I just gotta say, y'all gotta cut that shit the fuck out. Um, it's unnecessary. Kid Ink is a West Coast rapper, uh, but he's dyeing his hair, he's covering the tattoos, from neck to his navel. You know what I mean? Like it's starting to get played out. You know what I mean? Like California is one of the biggest states in the United States, and you got rappers every day claiming they from LA, and it's either they the stoner rapper, or they the flashy rapper, or they the rapper, or they the singing rapper, or maybe, just maybe, they the gangbanger rapper. Like all that shit has been, done, and I fucks with I fucks with the old guys. You know what I mean? Like the Games, the Too Shorts, the E40s. Obviously the classics, Tupac, NWA, and all that shit. But they really pioneered that. There was no biting. You know what I mean? Like they made that shit up. Kid Ink is definitely is highly influenced by the second coming of the West Coast hip hop. Meaning essentially when Game came out, Game was the last Game was the last OG from the West Coast, as far as I'm concerned. Um, the Game is like, I think he's like 40 something years old at this point. He's a grown man. He's established himself throughout multiple albums. He can spit radio friendly records, and he can spit some real deep shit as well. Um, but after him, there just came the candy rappers. You know what I mean? Whether it be Kid Ink or I hate to throw Tyga in there as well, but Tyga doesn't really show up and like hold his own. I'm a fan of Tyga. He's got good bars and everything, but as far as coming up with his own thing, like they ain't got it. Like I'm tired of the the semi weird looking fucking West Coast rapper. It's not a good look anymore, and I don't really fucks with it. You dig? Um, yeah, but back to the main point. Essentially, you should just stop trying to do other rappers. You know what I mean? Like, You don't see 2 Chainz, trying to fucking sing on records. You don't see him doing a dancehall record. Like, that shit would be ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, 2 Chainz is Atlanta. You know what I mean? 2 Chainz is so Atlanta. And, as at one point the game was really saturated with them too, like early 2000s. It was a lot of lean with it, rock with it. It was a lot of baggy clothes, fitted hats, and grills. You know what I mean? That was around the time like Nelly was real big. The Outkast was real big, but Nelly, Outkast, Jesus. Nelly, Outkast, Ludacris, like they all made their own sound, and then all the bum dudes afterwards started doing the dance records where they could just hop on one thing. You know what I mean? So it's the same deal. So essentially, if you're an artist in the game, I want you to do what you want to do, but at the same time, you got to try something different. Like, I make music. And for lack of a comparison, if you're gonna categorize the style of my music specifically, I would say my gear is more towards a somber sound. You know what I mean? I guess more of a Drake vibe, but I don't rap like Drake. I don't sing like Drake. You know what I mean? I sing like me. I sing what's comfortable in my range, and I make music for me in my life, which means like I rap about love. I rap about being at a shit job. I rap about working hard for a company. I work I make music about my life experiences, and as cool as dancehall sounds right now, but you're not gonna catch me getting on a fucking dancehall record throwing up some fake ass Jamaican accent like I'm from there. You know what I mean? Like, I got family in Jamaica, but that's not me. I'm Northeast American, born and raised. Put a stamp on me. That's just what the fuck it is. But yeah. Speaking of, Dave and I's trip to Amsterdam is getting closer and closer. It's gonna be in February, and I'm gonna start pumping out the old Euro trip episodes, but more on a music hit. I got about 30 records right now. I got about 30 unfinished records that I'm gonna try to finish up before February, if I don't end up making more. And the idea is to try to release a mastered version of that by April 9th. That's the date I'm working with right now. April 9th. I don't have a name yet. It's most likely gonna be 2, because I'll probably split it into 2 projects. All the beats that I can't sell, or buy directly, like the covers and the remixes and shit like that. It'll probably go on a Sound Exchange 2 mixtape, which when the fuck ever I'm done. And the other one to speak of, I guess I really am just waiting to see how it sounds. But it's gonna be a lot of music about lost friendship, a lot of music about lost love, a lot of music about finding new love and like learning how to trust some new people. Like I said before, things that I experience in my life. But yeah. Now that that's all finished and done with, let's get into my talk with Darry Bird. And we're back. What's happening, everybody? I am here sitting with my good friend Douglas Darry Bird Garlow. He's in the other room getting himself some ice so he can pour his Bacardi straight drink. Yo, you should mix the Strongbow with it, see what it tastes like.
No. You never mix a Strongbow with anything. Let alone drink it.
Let alone drink it? That's pretty shitty, dude.
Oh, we're drinking the rosé first?
Dude, what do you mean? I'm drinking the rosé, you're drinking the Bacardi. That's how the cookie crumbles, dog. That's what happens when you don't bring the 6-pack that you promised. Darry, no one on the podcast can see your abs.
Now they know.
Darry Bird. So what's good with you, man? How's life, love, and the pursuit of happiness?
It's going.
It's going? Just going?
Going.
So
whether I want to or not.
Have you been watching the Olympics?
Of course I've been watching it.
Like besides that one night that I hung out with y'all, and
What were we watching that night? Team archery?
we were watching. No, it was table tennis.
Oh, singles or doubles?
It was singles.
Oh.
They have double table tennis.
Doubles, yeah.
That's unreal.
And so the way it works in ping pong is you and your partner have to alternate hitting shots.
No
so
way.
if you serve and then when the ball comes back, I have to play it, and then you have to play it. So it's all about like moving out of the way and like playing, like making the teammates run into each other.
That's pretty fucking glorious.
Yeah.
But besides that, what else have you been watching? Because like literally, I watched Simone Biles win gold. I watched Phelps win gold.
Well, I've watched like a few minutes of basically everything, but mainly I watched swimming, beach volleyball.
Of course you have, because you're a fucking pervert.
Yeah, I'm not happy about beach volleyball. I don't really want to talk about it.
Why? I didn't.
My girl lost last night.
Your girl? Who's your
Carrie
girl?
Walsh Jennings.
What happened?
3-time Olympic gold medalist, formerly partnered with Missy May Trainer, who retired. So now she's playing with a new partner, April Ross. And they lost last night in the semifinals to Brazil.
Ooh.
But Carrie Walsh Jennings had never lost a match in the Olympics, and she had only lost 2 sets going into that game.
Like in her entire history?
In the Olympics. In the Olympics, she was like 58 sets, won, 2 sets lost. And never lost a match. And she's 39 years old and has had 3 kids and just has unreal six-pack.
You hear that, ladies? There is no excuse.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Times is hard.
I want my baby back, baby back.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
Why the fuck is there a cheese stick in my back?
Yo, Darry, so explain why you're Darry.
Oh, because I just dumped all my weed out inside my backpack.
Okay, I guess I'll edit that out. Because I don't want you to hit me with that. I don't want you to hit me with that faggot Nathan shit. Be like, can you not put that up, dude? This weed stuff in it. Oh my god.
I literally just pick this up upside down. Let's try that.
Darry Bird is fiddling with his little backpack.
Go get my.
Dude, how much do you love this this jank podcast setup though? I got koozies and weed
I would
jars.
like it better if that wasn't my Cape Cod koozie.
What do you mean smoked? How much shit have you stolen from my house? Get the fuck out of here with that.
That's why you got smoked.
Darry's gone. Pause.
At the same time.
Yeah, it fucking would be. It'd be fucking terrifying, actually. And, we're back.
Oh,
God,
you can't write that.
You can't, no, you cannot. Yo, so Darry, explain where your nickname comes from. You need a butt?
No,
He's
Why
just
not?
having the world's worst luck right now. Are you serious?
What? Of course, I just find this too.
He just pulled out a fucking half-broken cigarette out of his bag. All right, round 2. Going back to his car. Back again for the 3rd time, ladies and gentlemen. It's Darry Bird.
Thank you.
Darry, you found your cigarettes?
Who?
Yeah, right. You motherfucker. So anyway, for the 4th time,
I got
Darry
it.
Bird. Yeah, I have a lighter. I ask, how'd you get your nickname, man? Tell the people. Tell the 3 people that are gonna listen to this podcast.
Well, it started by being white, which is essential
Yeah, absolutely. Can't be Darry if you're not white.
because Darry Bird is actually considered the retarded cousin of a one Larry Bird, and hence
A Celtics legend.
hence the necessity to be white. Seen as Larry is one of the more lighter-skinned individuals in the history of basketball.
Yeah, definitely.
Could be actually the whitest person in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I believe that. I'd buy that wholeheartedly. So Larry Bird's retarded cousin. So like what? You know.
Basically, at the time I was, could say, drinking a bit more frequently than some of my friends. And multiple occasions of drunk antics led them to naming my drunk alter ego as a retarded cousin of the one Larry Bird. And
But like, where did Darry come from? Did we just add D because it's Doug? Like where did like, do you know? Because I don't think I know. Was it just always Darry?
I think I used to yell Larry. I think me and Brodsky might have been playing basketball one time, and I was doing retarded shit saying Darry, and I think we were drunk. And I think I muttered one time and referred to myself as Darry Bird instead of Larry, and Greg just...
It's like, oh, that's the one! That's it!
Kept it.
That's, yeah, alright. So, yeah. And then,
But...
it is what it is.
It's also evolved.
How so?
Because now it's also associated with small, annoying birds. not usually flightless and retarded. Not just basketball. It helps, too, that I think I'm way better at basketball than I am. So, that's the key,
you're not bad. You beat me 8 out of 10 times. And as a colored person, that sucks.
I found a new hoop in Winchester for sports club.
Found the new sports club, dude. We gotta talk about sports club.
We gotta work it with your schedule.
We failed at sports club this summer. Like we were quite inactive this summer compared to last.
Well, a lot of my coaching is like when the kids go to school, so it starts usually around like 3. And that's a lot of time when you have your break.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
And I went to France for 3 weeks in the middle of the summer.
Yeah,
which doesn't help.
Mm-hmm. So, for those who don't know, sports club is a thing that we do. We usually do it in the summer. Most of our friends for the past couple of years have been pretty MIA during the morning days. We hang out with a lot of stoners, so they usually don't get up before 2 p.m. So usually what Darry and I would do is we would go and ride bikes or walk our dogs or go for a run or play basketball or soccer or any
There
number.
was never a run.
There was never a run.
I was never part of it. I don't run. I don't run for running.
If it's not chasing a ball, you don't run.
I was coaching today, and one of the assistant coaches was like, "Yeah, I ran 8 miles yesterday after camp." And my response was, "Dude, I don't want to drive 8 miles in my car after camp." I can play soccer for like 2-3 hours. I'll chase a ball, put a carrot on a stick. I'll chase it. But
God damn it, Darry. God damn it. Let's go back to talking about some of our funnier drinking stories. Because I definitely want to talk about a couple of those. You want to talk about your 21st? When Darry, actually no, let's go before that. Let's predate that. Let's go senior year. Senior year McDonald's drive-thru. Paint the picture for me.
well, I was 18 at the time. I didn't really drink or party in high school till the end of senior year. I went to Montreal when I turned 18, which was the first time I really got drunk. This was like second.
Which was obviously before the end of senior year.
This was the second or third time I got drunk in the referring to the McDonald's night, and we partied in the woods with our whole class. Someone drove a Jeep Wrangler into the woods, which was.
Shout out to Mike Greco. No, hold on. I gotta talk about that for a second. Like Mike actually, he drove his Jeep into the woods, left it on so we had music to jam to, and this guy was just like the pot salesman of our school, and he was literally just like out of his Jeep giving people free hits of weed so they'd come back and buy his shit. Which, looking back on it, is a great business move.
He had a huge bowl that he was just passing around that was literally the size of my forearm. My forearm was a lot smaller at the time too. Since in high school, my sophomore year, I was 5'2", so which was great for school dances. Because slow dancing for me was second base with my face. Like that was just. I also had some more awkward dances than the average person.
Yeah, man. Like face in the bottom of some titties, like definitely is a little weird.
Just like when you go to make eye contact and flick their nipple with your nose. But you're not old enough to have nipple flicking experience, so neither of you or her know how to react. So you just act like it didn't happen.
It's fucking retarded. But anyway, you're in the woods. We're in the woods.
So whatever, we drink, we get fucked up, and it was like all night, and our plan was, originally we were going to camp out in the school parking lot and take up all the whole parking lot so no one could park. But the cops were waiting for us, so then we went to the woods. So it was about 5:30, 6 a.m. Everyone leaves the woods. I'm in Tyler's car with his girlfriend at the time. Again, third time being drunk. We go to the McDonald's drive-thru. I'm lying down in the backseat of the car. We pull up, and I tried to order a vanilla soft serve in a Coke at 5:30 in the morning. I had a 24-hour McDonald's. And the woman was like, yeah, we don't have any ice cream. Like, no, I basically freaked out on the speaker. And then was so fucked up that I forgot that she denied my ice cream request. And by the time we got to the drive-thru window, I snatched the receipt and just started yelling from the back seat.
Lying completely down in the back of the seat. So this woman only sees me, my girlfriend, and a voice.
Actually, I think I popped my head up because I remember making eye contact and using some hand motions. And I was like, excuse me. I've been observing the receipt in regards to my ice cream. And, fuck you. And, then the next thing I really remember was somebody else waking me up about partway through first period, and I was in the back of somebody else's pickup truck sleeping in the school parking lot.
Yes. So it came full circle.
That was the first time. That was probably my first real hangover. That was one of the worst days of school. The whole grade was fucking abused, dude. Abused. I walked into my first class. The teacher asked me if I knew where Dan Murray was, and I replied with a straight face, the last time I saw him, he was sleeping outside of Stop and Shop in a book. I went down to the home economics cooking classroom, and the teacher had opened up the back room, and there were 7 members of the senior class just lying down on the floor in the dark in the back room. It was actually one of the more pathetic group of high school students I've ever seen.
Who was there?
I don't even know, dude. Like, people were just leaving their other classes and going to the cooking room to sleep in the back.
That's pretty fucked up. I didn't drink at the time, so I was pretty fucking sober. But regardless, because I was up so late, school was pretty rough in the morning, but clearly not as rough as it was for y'all.
Dude, whatever.
So we got that story.
But see, that's the difference between college and high school. It's like, in college, if he was passing around that huge bowl in the woods, like, he'd probably have herpes by now. Fortunately,
sad but true.
Fortunately, in high school, I just lived in a small cesspool of immature, rich white kids, so nobody went outside of town and brought anything back.
Yep.
And anybody who got an STD had to move.
Sorry, dude, you gotta leave. We can't have that.
Just peer pressure.
We can't have that shit around here.
We just peer pressure him out.
So that was when you were 18. What about your 21st birthday?
Went to the club with you, a few other people. Actually, 2, like, one is Brazilian and the other's, what's Kevin Velez?
Dude, I don't even know. Kevin Velez, if you listen to this, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know if he's not, I don't know if he's.
Yeah, right? Me either.
Whatever, his last name's Velez. And long story short, I ended up getting kicked out of the bar. Just solely based on my physical appearance.
I gotta paint this picture better. So the thing is, the 4 of us go. We got a small bottle of Bombay Sapphire, which is at the time, and even now, it's my drink of choice. But then it was our drink of choice. We go to a parking garage, and by the time we get to the parking garage, the bottle is about halfway done. Now, this isn't the handle. This is like the regular, like the table bottle of Bombay. So we sit in the parking garage before we go into the club, and we finish the bottle. We smoke the bottle.
Before that, in the car, you gave me one of the small little Poland Spring bottles of gin that I drank myself in the car.
That's dangerous. Yeah. So like we were fucking turned.
I was also a frail 150, 150 pounds at the time. A frail 150.
So we get there, we finish the bottle, we're fucked up. We go to the bar, or we go to the club. We get into the club.
I spent $110 on alcohol on only myself.
Yeah, fact. The best part was so we go to the bar and nobody's in the club when we get there. I don't know what time we got there, but nobody was there. So we go to the bar.
We got there at 10. We
go to the bar, we sit down, Darry orders a couple drinks, he's giving me the nudge, yo man, bartender's man cute, man, I'm about to give her all my money so she gives me free drinks. And I was like, alright man, do you. So I eventually go, I'm dancing with a couple of girls, I'm coming back to periodically check on him, and it's funny because every time I check on him, it's his lean's getting a little more ridiculous. He's getting more horizontal every time I see him. I don't know how it's possible, but it's almost as if he's slouching into the bar that didn't move. So at the very end of the night, I can't find him, and I guess that's where you take over. What happens before that?
Well, technically, you eventually found me outside of the bar trying to forcibly give my cell phone number to 3 Arab men.
Yes.
But before that, it was about 30 minutes till the bar closes. I'm just standing there in another area of the bar, and one of the bouncers just walks up to me and he goes, "Hey man, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to leave. You can't be standing like that again."
You can't be standing like that in here.
Literally straight up got kicked out of the club for my lean. For my lean. I was like, "Dude, I'm not doing anything." "What do you mean?" He goes, "Dude, I know you're not doing anything, but I just can't have you leaning like that inside the club. We're closing 30 minutes anyways. I think you gotta go." And then Tyler took me home. I fell down. I fell down my driveway.
Catherine actually picked us up.
Yeah. Well, I ended up back home. They dropped me off. I took 4 steps down my driveway. Fell. Took an absolute, just right onto my shoulder. I have a downhill driveway too. Popped up, went inside. Woke up the next day at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Entirely naked in my bed. I found my boxers, my pants, my socks, and my shirt down in the basement. On the floor, directly inside the door.
That means you walked in the house, stripped down naked, and drunkenly traversed the 3 floors of your house in the nude. That's fucking hilarious.
And then you returned my cell phone that day. My mom and my sister found my wallet in the street.
Have you had a night that intense since? That intense?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A lot?
Yeah. Have you ever taken the porcelain top of a toilet seat off, flipped it over, and used it as a pillow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday?
That's some alcohol shit right there.
On a Wednesday?
That's some, yeah. On a Wednesday.
That was the best semester ever. Me and my roommate Victor set up all our classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we had the Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday weekend.
That's fucked up. And for Darry Bird, that's not okay.
So we went out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, drank all day.
That's the reason you don't have a degree.
Monday,
that right there.
Monday, woke up, didn't have class, just smoked and drank all day again. Tuesday, we're supposed to have class, and it was a snow day.
Damn.
So we just woke up unbelievably hungover and kept going. No! We drank on Monday, went to class on Tuesday, and then Tuesday night we went to WT's. Fuck. WT's is where you can get...
All right, first of all, where do you go to school?
I went to school in Albany, New York, right outside at Sion College. It's about 4,000 people.
Wait, what?
Yeah. 3,500 when I was there.
For the school?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's the perfect... I like that size.
That is
perfect.
the tiny school.
That's not, dude. There's schools of like 2,000 people, but it's nice. Like you basically knew.
My school was bigger than your school.
Like, dude, you basically knew mad people.
I'm not saying it's
but
bad.
I didn't
I'm just
know
saying
everyone, like,
it's shocking.
Yeah, it's like you could meet someone and you would have like a mutual friend, but all the time you would meet people who didn't know you.
Huh.
But WT's is a bar that on Tuesdays they have $4 pitchers.
Damn.
Or
probably
you
some
can,
shit
or you can
beer,
get a
though.
pitcher. You got Labappaloos.
What?
I got this shirt for free at WT's. Unreal, I have it all right now. No way.
I'm sorry, people.
Or,
listening.
dude, you can get a pitcher and 6 chicken wings for $10.
That's on some Hong Kong shit.
And then a $2 fireball shot.
That's on some serious
I don't
Hong
think
Kong
they were $2.
shit.
But long story short, we drank all those days, and then Wednesday we woke up. We didn't have class anyways, but it was a snow day, and our friend came over. We didn't have any, it was college. We didn't have anything to cure our hangover. So we went. Our buddy came over to our townhouse, grabbed us. We were walking to his townhouse to get some hangover relief and go eat. And we passed the townhouse with a group of our, we'll call them acquaintances. They weren't really friends, and they were playing Slap Cup at 10 o'clock in the morning, which is essentially a rapid-fire drinking game that involves just picking on certain people at the table, and if they don't drink the cup that they're on, by the time, if you basically bounce a ball into a cup, they have to drink that cup, and in that time, if you pass the cup to the person next to you and they bounce the ball in the other one, they get to reach over and slap the cup out of that person's hair that's drinking it, and they have to start drinking the next one. And it's a race to slap that cup, and you can reverse the direction, and you can be between two people who are nasty, and they were playing at 10 o'clock in the morning. So we went in. It was 6 wicked hot chicks and 5 lacrosse bros that we were acquaintances with.
Bro.
And just after 2 morning beers, playing slap cup and wicked hot chicks, we just had to drink. So instead of going to the dining hall, we went back to our apartment to get alcohol.
Jesus Christ.
And I made Victor do a shot of Kraken rum at 10:45 in the morning.
For those of you who don't know,
After
Kraken
drink-
is a dark spice.
After drinking for 5 or 6 days in a row. The closest I have ever seen a human being come to throwing up from doing a shot and not throw up.
You fucked up, man.
And then we drank all day, and basically before I ended up in the bathroom at 4 o'clock, lying down, shirtless, sleeping on top of the porcelain toilet. And not the toilet seat, the part on top that you remove to get to the water, upside down, sleeping on the edge of it. Me, Victor, and 2 chicks killed, we were slapping the bag.
Jesus,
slap the bag,
slapping the bag is having the box of wine.
And you take the bag out of the box and you have to slap it it's really drunk activity.
Jesus Christ. So what? You
And allegedly, not allegedly, there's this girl there that I had a crush on for quite a few years, but she was not. She was a bit out of my range, but she wasn't at all in my wheelhouse. Attractiveness wise, I could have I've got with chicks as hot as her, but I just didn't have any game for her personality. And basically, it was so blackout that was trying to impress her. So we started timing how long you could drink from the bag of wine. And my friend Eric was timing. And apparently I was whispering, quote unquote whispering in my mind, but literally just saying in a normal out loud speaking voice to Eric, "Yo, don't start the timer when I start right away," so I look cool.
Oh my God!
I'm trying to impress her, blah blah blah. And apparently, I was just I was just yelling that and holding the bag up and not drinking out of it.
You fucked up, man. Yeah, because that's what women look for in a mate. They're just oh my gosh, she can drink so much alcohol and so fast and so long. I need him. I mean, at least that's what we think in college. So, I understand you, Darry. Don't feel left out. So you what are you? Are you the drinking champ? No.
Of who?
I guess of our group. I mean, of the drinkers, it's you and I at the top 2 at the helm.
I'm definitely the champion of getting blackout.
Yeah, I mean.
But like Brodsky might be above me in drinking.
Really?
Like he kills like, well he kills easily like I don't necessarily kill like 3 or 4 beers every day. I mean, I might have 1 or 2.
Well, I mean, sometimes like a day, I'd be lucky if I have 1 beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like Brodsky doesn't really black out, but like he drinks like.
But
4 to 6
I'm
drinks
saying
a night.
if you, me, and Greg sat down at noon, who is surviving? Who's making it? And I'm talking everything. We could be having hard liquor, whiskey, fucking, wine, beer, what have you. Who makes it?
So here's the thing.
No drugs. No drugs.
Well,
Yeah, no drugs. I'm talking just alcohol, no drugs.
it depends. I would say you, if it was like, if we could do that in a vacuum, like limit the number of variables. But if it was a game, like have you ever played Wizard Sticks or Wizard Staffs?
What the fuck is that?
Wizard Staffs?
Never.
Oh, we're going to the store right now. Holy shit, I'm not going to work tomorrow. Wizard Staffs is when you buy cheap beer. Like minimum you split a 30 with someone. Usually you buy your own 30. And you get duct tape. And you take the first beer and you drink it. And when you finish the first beer, you take the next unopened beer out. You put it on top of the empty one. And you put a piece of duct tape around it.
Fuck?
And then you have to drink that one with the empty one. Then when you
So
finish
you
that
got
one,
like
you put it on. And then, so you do it. It's like a pregame. Like we used to do it on Saturdays. Like we'd start drinking at like 2, 3 o'clock. And there'd be a night when we have a party. So then by the time people show up at the party, you just have like the 10-can beer staff.
Jesus Christ.
And we used to race to the ceiling. At one point, my friend Bob Angini was going for a record, and he had to sit on top of the refrigerator.
To get his shit?
And people were helping to lift. He had like over 18 cans.
Damn.
Over 18 cans.
Man, Genie.
So if it was something like Wizard Staffs or another game that no one will ever beat me at. Okay? Do you know Edward 40 Hands?
Yeah, I know.
You gotta play the college version. You have one hand is a 4 Loko and one hand is a 40. We did that sophomore year. I smoked everyone. I had like multiple friends. I got 80 pounds heavier than me.
They don't make
4 Loko anymore? They still do.
Not
It
like they used to.
It doesn't have the caffeine. It hasn't had the caffeine since halfway through 2010.
Yeah, it's like, really? I feel like they had caffeine when I was in college because it was dangerous.
The beginning of freshman year they did. Freshman year.
Oh, I went to college in 2010 too, right? Yeah, never mind. Yeah, that makes sense.
So actually, when I hit 2011, it started to stop. But they stopped making it, but stores still had it. People bought like.
Oh, I remember. I would go to like my friends I commuted, so I didn't have friends at the school. I had like 2 or 3 like good friends, and then they had friends that they met at school. But I would go and hang out with them, and they would have these fucking things that were like these refrigerators filled to the fucking rack with 4 Locos. Every flavor, every fucking different kind. And they'd be pitching them out of that room. Like, yeah, $5, $6 4 Locos. Come on, man. It would get up to like 10, 15 by the time that they were completely rare and they didn't have the caffeine anymore. Because like there was a definite lull between the time where they stopped having caffeine and where they re-released the new ones.
Well,
either that or people stopped drinking them.
So when it was made with caffeine, then they shut it down and they told them they had to stop making it. And then there was that blank period, and then they like kind of redid the formula without caffeine, and probably put like some other shitty chemicals in there to give the similar effect. But yeah, no, sophomore year was the year I became alcoholic for the first time. Winter break, I went to Austria with my friend Eric, and we went skiing, and literally we're getting hammered every day. I was waking up in the morning and taking an empty wine bottle and drinking 2 of those. Do we have any funny stories from our snowboarding experience?
I don't think there was any like hilarity in that day. It was a good day. Besides like smoking weed like in the weird woods behind the parking lot. Because we didn't roll with Flask that day. See,
we had nips, dude.
No, we had nips. Jesus. Yeah,
we gotta do that this
I
actually only met about 2 people in my life who have good nip game. not to be confused with the previous conversation about flicking nipples with noses at high school dancers when at the height of 5'2". Nips, as in the small containers of alcohol that have approximately 1.5
Who has the
shots.
best nip game?
Me.
Like, you can handle the best, or you use them the best?
Use them the best. Like,
All right, so give my listeners a quick tutorial on how to use a nip. Because it's alcohol on the go. That's what you use it for.
yeah, but the thing is, for the size of it, it's still, like, not to get into it. Usually, the bigger something is, the better unit price you get on it. Like, if you buy a case of 20 waters, it's a better value than buying one.
Yeah.
But you can still get 1.5. A nip is a shot and a half. And you can get them for $1 at liquor stores. Can I tell a story on how to properly use nips?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was 19 or 20 years old in Albany. There was this bar that literally just club bar that changed owners every year.
Pause. Go crazy.
So there's a bar that basically changed every year in downtown Albany. When I first got there, it was a relatively to pretty sketchy nightclub for people ages, technically to get in you get at 18, but it was basically like 20 to 50-year-olds.
What a margin.
And it was predominantly black. It was in Albany, but of all the bars I went to, like at the time, the first time this place was called, it was called Envy. And the third night of the year, me and Victor took 2 chicks there. And earlier that day, there was an orientation event where a skit was being put on about the serious nature of rape. And me and the other kids in my hallway started a chant. And basically they were so insulted that they shut down the presentation at the orientation event for everyone who was there. That was basically about like not leaving people out in the city, not losing people, like when you go to shit like that, like how you get your date raped and how you need to be responsible. So we were basically douchebags and got that event canceled halfway through the presentation. And then that night, take 2 chicks to this bar, Envy, leave them inside to go out and smoke a J.
Jesus Christ.
Smoke the J. Realize while we're smoking the first J, we lost the second J. So then we're looking for it. We say, fuck it. We go back inside. And apparently they had got sketched out and wanted to leave. So they took a cab back to Siena. But we actually didn't have either of their cell phone numbers. So we went back inside, blazed. And they were gone. Dude, they were gone. We started calling other people that were from, like, Victor's hometown that went to Siena, like, to see if they... Because this chick was from his hometown. Like, he knew her. Like, they went to high school together.
That's so poor. That's so shitty. So how do you properly use nips with that?
You properly use nips when 2 years later that bar is shut down and they change it to... Literally, it's the letter R. Bar. That's the name of it. R-Bar. Worst name ever.
R-Bar.
You could get in at 18, but you had to be 21 to drink.
R-Bar.
I never had a fake ID in college because I'm 24 right now. I look currently like I'm roughly 17 and a half years old.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
So, unless I had a fake ID that just said I was like 50 and people appreciated the quality of the joke, then it would never work. So I never had it. So I went there one night on a Thursday. And I brought in my pants a flask full of Red Bull and 2 to 3 vodka nips in my Timberland boots. Went inside, got a glass of ice water, went into the bathroom, dumped the ice water out, had just a cup of ice, and made myself a Red Bull vodka. This was also after drinking Four Loko before going there. And made myself a Red Bull and vodka and walked out of the bathroom into a bouncer at the club who looks at me, looks at my cup. You know how Red Bull's like the color of ginger ale?
Yeah.
You know, like the color you mix alcohol with at the bar? And he just looks at the cup, looks at my face, looks at my arm, no wristband, looks at my face, looks at the cup, and just goes, where's your wristband? And I was like, oh, I don't have one. And he just reaches over, and takes my cup, and as he's taking it, I go, oh, it's just ginger ale. And he smells it, and he goes, come on, man, this blatantly smells like Red Bull. Like, and I was like, yeah, dude, you've never heard of a Red Bull and ginger ale? And just took the ice out of his hand and walked into the crowd on the dance floor, and he didn't say anything.
Wow.
Now, he probably just didn't care.
Jesus Christ.
But that's how you use nips. Okay? You use nips when you go golfing down the Cape with your uncle and his, like, 12-year-old son, your cousin, and then you just put 2 nips in your Gatorade, and by the 8th hole, like, you can't even fucking putt. Like,
I mean, at least it's at the 8th hole. God damn.
nips are for any time. Like, you know how sometimes you drink beer out of a cup or in a paper bag?
Yeah, alcoholism.
Nips are for when you don't want to carry a cooler. But you're not as big, you're not a huge alcoholic, haven't fully given up on life enough to just have the full bottle of liquor.
All right, well, let's get one thing straight. First and foremost, as much as you or I or kids may drink, I reserve the right to call them drinkers, not alcoholics. Because I know alcoholics. Alcoholics is, I'm having 5 beers for breakfast so my hand doesn't shake. That's an alcoholic. Going out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days a night drinking, you may have a problem
By your
with drinking.
definition, yes, but technically the definition of an alcoholic is anybody who has more than 1 drink on a daily basis.
Really? Because that's fucking retarded.
Look it up.
That's absolutely fucking...
It's something like that.
I have
It's
been
like
to
2 to
AA,
3.
man. That shit is bullshit. That is absolute bullshit. Because I could wake up, or I could come home after work and have a glass of wine and then go out with my friends and have 5, 6, 10 beers, and then the next day not have one. You know what I mean? But even if I was doing that on the daily, if I had a wine by myself and then I went to
smoke cigarettes and you didn't smoke pot, you would drink alcohol every day. You just substitute it with different things.
Valid argument. Can't refute that, my friend. Goddamn. There, you got any more hilarious stories? Because right now,
I mean,
the podcast is at about
and some of it's definitely getting edited down.
an hour and 12 minutes. I mean, maybe. I'm probably going to keep most of your shit. To be honest, I might release 2 this week. One, just a Darry conversation, and one, just the regular news shit that I talk about. Yeah, Darry's going to be a recurring guest here on the Pesty Contender podcast, so, be
Is that
sure
the official name?
Yeah, the Pesty. I got it from a Wu-Tang Clan name generator. So if I was...
Pesty Contender.
Yeah, Pesty Contender. The Pesty Contender podcast. The PCP. I was going to call it Pots and Friends.
Pesty Contender podcast. You said PCP.
I said PCP, like the drug.
And moments like that are when usually my friend Greg walks in and just yells, "God damn it, Darry, you're not making any sense."
Shout out to Grisha, my new roommate. Wild. All right.
What he's totally underestimating is how much fun I'm gonna have stealing from him every time I come over here.
For those of you who don't know, my Darry and my friend Grisha actually come over to my house.
Not anymore.
They used to.
When it was your mom's house, I used to steal
Yes.
shit.
So when it was my mother's house.
When you started paying all the bills, I respectfully stopped scumming off your life.
Yeah, they would come here and they would steal little tiny, unnecessarily small shit. Like one time, Greg stole a pair of sneakers. They stole this orb that we play this game with.
So the true game was it was a ratio between how valuable the thing you stole was and how long until you brought it up to the person or that it was missing. So like if you stole something nice, but if we stole something nice and you noticed a few days later, that's not worth that much. But like Brodsky took those pair of shoes and you didn't know for like 4 years. He won.
Yeah,
Dude, at
you're
one point you were
what's the
mad.
most valuable thing you have stolen from my house?
And it never returned?
I don't know that you've returned much.
That's not fair. Maybe a hat.
Maybe a hat. Okay, a $30, $40 hat, which makes sense.
Retail value.
Which is,
you're not getting retail value for that.
Which is almost the same. It's almost an even trade for the amount of clothes, hats, and things that you've left in this house.
No, but like for example, one time we were trying to steal one of your video games, and you were like not about that video game leaving the house. You might have borrowed it from a friend. So me and Greg took the disc out of the box and hid the individual disc in your room, and then made you like notice that we took the box and stole it and left.
That's fucking genius. God damn it.
And then when we returned the case, we just went into your room and fucking threw the disc.
Motherfucker. Alright, well, fucking rule of thumb, don't steal from me. God damn it. Alright, well, we at about 116 right now. So, I am TK and my guest Darry, and we're signing off until next week.
Next time I'll tell you the story of in downtown Troy / Albany on a Thursday night when it was about 5 degrees out. We lost / left behind our 5'1" Colombian friend Christian, and he ended up.
Hey, no. No, save it. Save it. All right, motherfucker.
Having to suffer like multiple bad and awkward experiences like in the next day because of it.
All right, well, make sure to tune in next Wednesday for Pesty Contender podcast episode 4.
Darry out.
Peace.